This article is from Bounding Into Comics. Avengers Endgame directors blame decline of MCU on shorter attention spans of younger audiences. This next generation is looking for ways to tell their own stories that service their own sort of collective ADHD. So it couldn't just be that the MCU has gotten a bit rubbish over the years, no? I mean, we can all go back and watch the older movies and compare the quality then versus the quality now, and objectively see that there's been a decline in overall storytelling standards, writing quality, characterization, and of course, an increase in the message. But no, let's blame attention spans and collective ADHD. I mean, talk about reaching for an excuse. According to Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame directorial duo Joe and Anthony Russo, the ongoing decline of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not the fault of bad storytelling, the franchise's lack of overall direction, or its continued bastardization of its comic book source material, but rather the ever-shortening attention spans of younger audiences. The Russos, who, in addition to their work closing out the Infinity Saga, also helmed Captain America the Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, weighed in on the ongoing debate regarding the failing health of the MCU while speaking with Game Radar Plus's Emily Murray during the recent Cannes International Film Festival. Asked directly by Murray if they had any thoughts on the franchise's ongoing post-Endgame drop in quality, Joe opined that the main catalyst for this decline was not the films themselves, but the changing viewing habits of audiences, particularly younger ones. I think it's a reflection of the current state of everything, said Joe. It's difficult right now. It's an interesting time. I think we're in a transitional period and people don't know quite yet how they're going to receive stories moving forward or what kind of stories they're going to want. This is a very wishy-washy kind of answer in my opinion. Blame the current state of the MCU on some vague and undefined change in viewing habits of the young generation? This is nonsense in my opinion. Sure, social media and smartphones have affected attention spans, but when it comes to watching movies, young people seem more than capable of being able to do so. I mean, they literally binge watch entire seasons of streaming TV series without any issues. Why would there be a problem with watching movies? I mean, what about us, the older people in the audience? We're able to watch the new MCU films and the older ones, and we can clearly see that phases 1 to 3 were superior than phases 4 and 5. It's not that difficult to explain why the franchise is in decline. But by all means, try to contrive some elaborate and ridiculous explanation about the young people and their viewing habits or something. There's a big generational divide about how you consume media, he further argued. There's a generation that's used to appointment viewing and going to the theatre on a certain date to see something, but it's aging out. Meanwhile, the new generation are, I want it now, I want to process it now, then moving on to the next thing, which they process whilst doing 2 other things at the same time. You know, it's a very different moment in time than it's ever been, and so I think everyone, including Marvel, is experiencing the same thing, this transition, and I think that really is probably what's at play more than anything else. To this end, Joe noted that this generational divide was not an entertainment-specific problem, but one that is currently affecting the entirety of world culture. We have never collectively globally processed our conversation so intimately and quickly as we do now, he asserted. I think that creates problems where we overprocess and don't care about context anymore. We communicate through memes and headlines, with nobody reading past 2 sentences. So everything's 100 characters or less, or 10-second videos on social media you swipe through. I think that the 2-hour format, the structure that goes into making a movie, it's over a century old now, and everything always transitions. Okay, so you do realize that the world already had on-demand content, streaming services, smartphones, social media in 2019 when the MCU was in rude health, right? He continues, so there is something happening again, and that form is repetitive, he added. But it's hard to reinvent that form, and I think this next generation is looking for ways to tell their own stories that service their own sort of collective ADHD. Well, there you go. I've heard it all now. Collective ADHD. That's really impacted the MCU, folks. It couldn't just be the awful creative direction the franchise has gone in recent years, no? If this theory held water, then it would have affected other Hollywood movies. But last time I checked, films like Barbie, Oppenheimer, Super Mario Bros., and Guardians 3, which is an MCU movie, all did well at the box office in 2023. And what about Dune Part 2, which came out this year? That was another huge box office success. No signs of this collective ADHD attention span problem with any of those movies. Heck, let's just focus on the good MCU movies since Endgame. Like I mentioned, Guardians 3 was the fourth highest grossing movie of 2023, making $845 million. Go back a couple of years before that, Spider-Man No Way Home from 2021 made almost $2 billion at the box office, which was quite a bit more than 2019's Spider-Man Far From Home, which made $1.13 billion. You know, it's almost as if there's some kind of correlation between how good a big Hollywood movie is and how well it does at the box office. Or something. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please subscribe for more. Hit that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.